Today is Thursday, December 5th. On Sunday, I made a very long video, very long update as to where I've been and where the diary entries have been, and generally what's been going on in my head a little bit in terms of all of this stuff. And right now, part of what I'm doing is making good on my promise. I said I would be back at the end of this week, and the week after that, and the week after that. So I want to talk about Black Friday. I'm not very big on the notion of spending a lot of money on Black Friday or Cyber Monday or whatever you want to, like all that sort of stuff where it's just like sales and sort of things to get you to spend money essentially on things you may or may not really need. Usually with an emphasis on not need. But I made a bit of an exception last week. I was browsing Amazon and I found this external SSD which I've been meaning to get for a long time. Right now I have this old spinning drive, this old thing that's like 4 terabytes, and I've had it for about 6 years, and it's wonderful, but I've had a few instances where, incidents we'll call them, when I lost a file or two, and in a couple of cases they were relatively moderately, you could say, important. Certain video files and footage and things that could not be recovered from elsewhere. And since those things happened, I've been meaning to get some more storage so I can back my stuff up in other places, and SSDs seem to be the way to go right now, and they're getting cheaper and they're getting better and more efficient and faster, and there's more and more options and there's more storage you can get. So Papa's got a brand new bag, more like a pouch really. I got 2 of those external SSDs and they're amazing. I mean, I haven't really used them yet, really. I haven't put any files on them, which I should do, but from what it feels good. It feels good, and I saved a lot of money, and I'm happy about that. And that pretty much summed up my Black Friday this year. I've also been thinking about buying a new guitar, and I even went to my local guitar store to try it out in real life before I may or may not buy it online for a good price, and then I waited for the sales to come in and to see the prices and the discounts, and there was nothing on what I wanted, so I ended up not buying it this year, or at least not for now. I could definitely use it. It's not like one of those things where, oh, I love a new guitar. This is something in terms of the tone, in terms of the vibe, in terms of everything else, it's not something I have right now, and I could really use that kind of sound for a lot of the things that I'm doing, especially all the recent songs I've been writing. There's a lot of stuff in there that kind of almost demands that kind of tone. The guitar I was thinking about getting is a Fender Stratocaster. They're just beautiful guitars, and the tone is just so ringy and open and bright, and also it has a certain warmth to it at the same time. It's very balanced. It's very unique as well, and I've been thinking about that for a long time, and I was thinking for Black Friday, if there's a good price for these, I would get one. But since it didn't really work out that way, in a way, actually that's good, because now that opens up a bigger window for me to think about it more and to really make a decision when I feel that it's right, rather than on an impulse. Then today, this morning, a new game came out, or I guess it came out a while ago, but it just came out on the platform that I wanted it to come out on. The game is called Red Dead Redemption 2, and it's a wonderful game about the Old West and morality and cowboys and, things becoming modern, and these old school people just resisting the change. And it's an interesting story, it's an interesting and unique experience. And so this morning it became available on Steam, on PC, so I can play it on my computer. And with the nature of the diary and the fact that I've been wanting to film more and document more and just capture moments in my life and put them up as a record here, I filmed myself buying this game. I'm very happy that I bought this game, and I'm currently preloading it. It's going to really come out, it's going to be released tomorrow, but in the meantime it's like 106 gigabytes. So I'm just downloading the game right now, and it's gonna install tomorrow just in time for the release, and I'm gonna play it, and it's gonna be a beautiful thing. It's just like one of those things that, in my spare time I always look for interesting things to do, and video games are just a great hobby to have, in my opinion, because it takes you out of your world and into something else, into a different story, a different environment, and it lets you explore certain things that are probably in your brain to begin with, certain fantasies that you get to live through a character. With that said though, I looked at the price of the game initially and I was like, that's a lot of money. I don't know if I can do that right now. And then I really thought about it and I looked at my budget and I was like, I guess I can do that. I mean, I'm going to enjoy every bit of this game, and the money will find its way back into my life. It always does. So that was that. I just went for it. And to an outsider who doesn't really know me or whatever, it may sound irresponsible to say that, oh, it'll be fine. But the way I am with money usually is I rarely spend money on anything. And when I do spend money on something, it's because I've really thought about it and I've calculated it, and I'm absolutely 100% sure that I want this thing and it's good for me. And I know 100% that I'm going to love this game, and this is just going to be a fun experience. And speaking of fun experiences, yesterday I watched a very good movie called The Irishman. The movie's by Martin Scorsese. It has Robert De Niro in it, it has Joe Pesci in it, it has Al Pacino in it, it has all the greats in it. The movie explores Jimmy Hoffa and his character and his disappearance and his background and the people he surrounded himself with and how this led up to that, and how everything just kind of went wrong and all that, and the climax is very interesting, and then the aftermath of the whole thing and the morality of living that life and surrounding yourself with violence and all sorts of terrible things, and making those decisions, what it does to a person. I thought it was a wonderful movie, and the pacing was very, very nice. Initially I was like, this is a 3.5-hour movie, oh my god, this is gonna be something. And it really was something, in the best possible way. Oh yeah, and also pardon the inconsistency, I just took the phone off the monopod and then I remembered something, and then so I'm filming this completely handheld now. The weather is very, very quickly now transforming into real December weather, and it's wonderful. And this morning I showed the little slate in the very beginning of the video. That was at like 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning. Now there are some serious rain clouds, and it actually rained for a little bit already, and it should rain some more throughout the day. It's getting very chilly and rainy and all sorts of things like that, and I just love it. So good to see winter coming back. Okay, it's Saturday. I'm gonna sum up the week. It got a little crazy right near the end of the week. We had actually a little bit of I don't know what to call it. It was just not a very nice thing that happened. Not a very good event or whatever, but well, it's for the best, but it just wasn't good at all in the moment. Motorcycle would confirm that outside. And since then I've actually been rethinking and reevaluating certain things and making, or not making final decisions quite yet, but just trying to figure out and retrace my steps a little bit after some things happened, kind of shook things up a little bit in the house. It's been a very interesting and also a very abrupt change, and I'm very curious to see where it's going to lead. It's one of those life events that it can go either way. It can go really badly and send you into a bad place, or it can affect you very positively and inspire you to do stuff and get you out of the house. And so far I've been getting out of the house quite a lot, and just exploring, getting in the car, just going places and trying new things. As you can see by my jacket right there behind me, I actually just got home. I found this really cool lake, so I went out there and watched the sunset. It was beautiful. And in the previous entry here, I talked about the new game that came out called Red Dead Redemption. So I bought that game and I've been playing it, and I've been recording myself playing it, and the videos, I'm getting through the edits and putting the videos up, and it's been an absolute blast. I love this game so much, and it's also been a very nice escape and a very nice relief and release from certain things where otherwise I would maybe be getting caught up in my own thoughts or in my own head for a little bit. It's nice to just get into a game like that and just get immersed in a world and kind of forget all about the troubles of your real life. So really, to sum up the week, it's been very, very interesting, and very interesting changes, interesting things that happened, all the stuff that happened this week. I'm very curious where it's going to take me, and that's what this diary is for, amongst other things. So I'll be back.